What's up, everybody? Tim here, coming at you with another edition of my Lost Classic series. Hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone is getting back to somewhat of a normal lifestyle following COVID-19. This week, I want to focus on the band Lynyrd Skynyrd. They hail from my hometown, which is Jacksonville, Florida. They started in the late 60s under various names, the 1%, the Noble Five, eventually changing their name to Lynyrd Skynyrd after their high school phys ed coach. Went through various formations, and then in 1973, I signed a record deal with Sounds of the South and MCA Records. Released their first record, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd, that contained Gimme 3 Steps, Simple Man, I Ain't the One, Freebird, so on and so forth. A year later, they came out with their second record, Second Helping, which contained Sweet Home Alabama, Swamp Music, Curtis Lowe, Call Me the Breeze, among others. In 1975, they released their third record called Nothing Fancy. That one had Saturday Night Special as the big hit. But by then, the band was starting to burn out. And during the tour for Nothing Fancy, they had already had to replace their original drummer, Bob Burns, with Artemis Pyle during the recording of Nothing Fancy. And then during the tour, Ed King abruptly left the band. And they remained as a six-piece. Two guitar players, a bass player, a keyboard player, a singer, and then of course the piano player, and then of course their backup singers. So they remained a six-piece for about a year and a half or so. And during that time, they recorded their 1976 record, Gimme Back My Bullets, which is the feature of this week's Lost Classic. Again, there was no Ed King. Again, there was only six people in the band, plus the backup singers. It was a very stressful time in the band. There was a lot of partying going on, a lot of stress, a lot of infighting, a lot of drugs and drinking and everything else that was going on. And to me, while maybe this isn't considered by many to be, one of their most, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Like essential albums. Personally, it's my favorite record of the original Skynyrd band. I find it to be very raw. I think it was recorded in Atlanta with producer Tom Dowd. It's the only album from the original, lineups from the 70s versions of the band to not go platinum. I think it took 5 years to even go gold. It may be platinum by now, but I'm not sure anybody's really going back and auditing anything right now for this band. So again, the only album, it's the least selling album of the original band. Again, didn't go platinum. Like I said, there was a lot of fights, a lot of different things going on, which really, to me, contributed to the raw sound of the record. Some of the highlights, obviously the title track, Gimme Back My Bullets, Every Mother's Son, Trust, which was an old tune from the early 70s that they had reworked for this. My favorite Skynyrd tune, or one of my favorite Skynyrd tunes of all time, I Got the Same Old Blues. I just love that real bluesy groove in that song. It's great. Double Trouble, another huge song for them. Roll Gypsy Roll, Searching, Cry for the Bad Man. All I Can Do Is Write About It. I pretty much just rattled off the entire album, other than I named every song on the record. This is one of my favorite records. I love all 9 tracks. I know a lot of people think maybe this wasn't as focused as their previous records, and maybe it wasn't, but there's something very raw about the emotion and everything that was going on in the band coming out on this record that I find just magical. There's some different editions of the record. So in the late 90s, MCA went back and remastered all of the early Skynyrd work and put out anniversary editions then, so you have those available. There was also a deluxe edition, which I do have. I should have brought it out for this video, but I do have a deluxe edition CD. That the first CD has the original album, and then I think some outtakes or some studio or singles mixes or whatever. It also has a DVD, which contains an entire concert from a British show called the Old Grey Whistle Test. So it's basically Skynyrd in the studio with, I think, a very small audience going through like 6 or 7 tunes. Fantastic, great sound quality, great video quality. You can kind of see the band was kind of bandaged and stitched up from some fighting or something that had gone on, while they were over on their European tour. So again, very cool things, very cool record. And to be honest, even though this record didn't do as well as the previous 3 albums had done, the tour they went on for this record is what produced one of their biggest selling albums and one of the greatest live albums in history, One More From the Road, or One More For the Road, depending on your perspective. I guess it's One More From the Road. So again, this album was recorded on the Gimme Back My Bullets tour. helped save the Fox Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, and gave the band a triple platinum top 10 record. So Double Trouble in of itself might not be the big hit the other albums were, but without it, we wouldn't have One More from the Road, one of the greatest live albums ever. So if anything, thank it for that. But hope you like what you saw. Hope I didn't bore you too much or say too much, as I tend to do. If you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my other videos. I have Lost Classics out there for Deep Purple, Motley Crue, Kiss, Def Leppard, amongst others. I have some unboxing videos. I also have some concert footage out there from different festivals. Welcome to Rockville, Exit 111 this past October in Tennessee. I know right now none of us are able to go to shows or go to festivals, so a great way to substitute that is maybe to go back and relive some old concerts or some old festivals and stuff. So check that out, and check everything else out on my channel. Hope to see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this, and peace out.